Hey everybody, we're about to walk into the Cannabis Expo here. I got a few friends of mine. I got Arian, got a lovely sister, and Monica, and we're about to walk through and check out their booth at Harvard. But before we go in, we got the gentleman who is the owner of this event here. He's the founder and put this event together. His name is Lenny. Lenny, tell us about the event and what we're going to see when we go in.
Oh man, well you'll see all types of vendors. So vertical, right? Cultivation, processing, and dispensary. You'll see a lot of those standalone. Also, they do the same thing, but you also have business as well. So you may have some ancillary attorneys, people who have products.
So everybody check us out. We're going to show you what's happening on the inside. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're rocking with a GOAT. Kenn giving you motivation for growth. 2 toes down, he keep it realer than most.
Patty and I were just on the panel together.
And looking to grow our business and take it to the next level.
This is Strategic Moves with Kenn.
Thank you for everything you do, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here.
Community-based nonprofit organization in the industry, serving people of color, and being very intentional.
Well, here we have Buckeye Relief, one of the bigger vendors that we carry at our stores. We carry their flour, we carry their disposable vapes, their 510s, and their luster pods. So Buckeye is one of the brands that we are very have a good relationship with, especially them being born and bred in Cleveland as well.
That's right. One of our favorite brands. When we started our dispensary, this is one of the partners that we first started with, bringing their brand into our Harvest location. So much love for Buckeye Relief.
I just want to add that when we first got our license, the owner, Andy Rayburn, reached out and said, I'm here to support Harvest on whatever they need. And he's always been an advocate. He's been a good ear to share things with us and giving us plenty of advice. He actually started the chamber here in Ohio, OMCIA. And so he's just a good friend. We love Amplify. We love Buckeye Relief.
We absolutely appreciate the partnership.
Take the shackles off. Everything here today, you have many license holders of cultivation, processing, and dispensaries. You have educational books, you have packaging so that we can go business to business and find different companies to do our packaging. You have folks that are talking about education of cannabis, people that are selling some of their books or some of their product, a lot of ancillary, so you have a little bit of it all. Our friends Lenny Berry and Marsha Pleasure have done a good job in putting this on, and it's really good because it's really about Ohio.
So is this the first year, second year?
This is actually their third year.
Okay.
Their first year was very small, and last year they brought it to the IX Center.
Okay.
So this is their second year at the IX Center.
So I assume that everybody knows who I'm talking with. Again, if you're just tuning in right now, we're here with Arian Kilpatrick, and she's the owner of Harvest, Ohio, and she has an organization called Jabali, right?
Yes, we do.
And we're going to talk a little bit about Jabali, and we're going to talk about Harvest for Ohio. So, Arian, why don't you give us a breakdown about Harvest for Ohio and what is it?
Okay.
What you do for Harvest for?
So Harvest OH is a vertically integrated cannabis company here in Ohio, located in Ohio. We have 3 dispensaries, Columbus, Athens, and Beaver Creek. And then our processing and our cultivation site is in Ironton, Ohio. And Ironton is actually the most southern tip of Ohio,
Really?
that tip that you see on the map
Right.
that you wonder, hey, is anybody there? Yep. We're there.
You there?
Yep, and that's
Okay.
where we are growing our flower.
Ah, excellent. And only thing you grow there is flower, and that's what you process
At
there?
the cultivation site, that's growing the flower.
And how
Yes.
big is that?
We are 26,000 square foot.
Really?
And we are approved for up to 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
And we are trying, a lot of the companies that were level 1 have been approved for the 50,000 square foot,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think any of them have done it yet.
Nope.
And it's costly. This is an expensive business.
I remember one time talking with you, and you had mentioned that it was costly trying to keep up, making sure that you don't get the bugs and all the other things
Yes.
that can happen in there. So you guys actually grow the flower there, and then you cultivate it and turn it into product?
Well, that's the whole thing. Cultivating is from the beginning to the end of it.
All right, so you grow it, and then what happens?
And so what we clone it.
Okay.
And you take it from one room to the next room, and I'm trying to say it the best way in layman's terms for people to understand. So you can try to get your mother plants, because the mother is the root of everything, isn't
Okay.
it, woman? Hey, so that's what it is. And it's pretty much a 90-day propagation period.
Wow.
And so we take it from seed to say, and we send it to different locations, different dispensaries, or different processing, because some of the processors will use the flower so it can be in their edibles or any of the other products that you see.
That's what I was going to ask you. So they talk about the dabs and all the butters and all that kind of stuff. You make that stuff as well, or you send it to places?
We send it to places to do
and
that.
they actually make that.
Right, and we have a processing, and so we have not done much in our processing yet. It was our last license to get open, so we pretty much just do rosin, but we're concentrating on doing some more bigger things in the process.
I know it's a big family business. I look here right now and see you got your family right there, your sister, and that's your son that's involved in it as well. Why don't you let us know, who are some of the folks involved in it?
Okay, so I'm going to start with me, my first. That's me, I'm the CEO. And then I am fortunate to have in partnership with me my best friend, my Irish twin, my sister, Monica Davis.
Excellent.
She's our chief operating officer.
Excellent.
I am like the visionary. I'm not like, hey, let's do this. And Monica makes sure that all the processes are put in place.
Excellent.
And then my sons, both of my sons are in the business,
Okay.
Chris and Ali. So Ali is the one that first told us about the business to get
I
involved.
remember you told me the story.
About the whole minority set aside program. He had been, he's a cannabis user in DC where it was legal.
Exactly.
And so that was something that he thought that would be a great business, as I'm a serial entrepreneur.
It's truly a blessing to be able to make a phone call to your mom and tell her that, and she actually make it happen. We talked about that before. That's a
It took a long time because he was actually calling me FaceTime, and he had his little vape pen, and he was like thinking he was grown.
Exactly.
And so it took a long time. We've done it. And then my youngest son, Christopher, he's our chief financial officer.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And
he actually came in, now he's chief of
he
finance.
is the chief financial officer. Ali is the chief strategy officer.
Okay.
This hasn't been updated because we actually have 5 chiefs. There's another big chief that's missing, and that's Jalen Davis.
Okay.
And the reason that Jalen, this is honestly such a good story about my nephew Jalen. He's my sister Monica's son. So Jalen applied for the job without telling me or my sister.
Wow.
And he applied at the Columbus location as a bud tender.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
A bartender?
And Davis is like a combination, so nobody really thought maybe that was my sister's son or any relation. And he got the job.
Wow.
And so then when we saw it, and Brandon was the manager at that time, he said, Jalen Davis, he's going to be an awesome employee. And we were like, what? Yeah, so he got the job.
Got it on his own.
Got it on his own,
Yeah.
and it was important to him. And he wanted to move, he wanted to just be and bring so many different ideas.
That's right.
So he has changed actually from there to going back and forth and looking at things. And so he is our chief, and he is our chief innovation officer for the company.
Really?
Yes, he thinks broad. He thinks about him and Ali both are strategic thinkers.
Okay.
And very visionary, and just that type, like saying,
And he started out
as a bud tender.
Now, what is a bud tender?
So a bud tender is a terminology that's in this cannabis industry that we're still identifying ourselves. To be honest with you, because as I've been in so many different industries now, I'm thinking that we don't just need bud tenders. We need to diversify our staff into patient advocates, into brand ambassadors,
Correct.
into our marketing, lead marketing, and salespeople. And so we're looking for a different type of salesperson team right now. And your bud tender is the one when you first come into the store. So that's just anybody that works at the location.
So
for
it's
now.
almost when you go to Starbucks, what they call those guys?
Yeah, it's sort of like that.
yeah.
A barista.
Barista, right,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's like that.
Bud tender, though. I like the bud tender.
Yeah. So bud tender is a name in the industry.
Okay.
And I think bud tender more so would be our cashiers and our folks on the floor, our greeters and things
But
like
you,
that.
like you say, if you're dealing with medical end of, or you're dealing with patients that come in now, it would be nice to have
it's a different story.
It's a different story.
And you have to be more educated.
Yeah.
And then the other person that rounds up our team, who's been with us since day up, there's so many more, but you talked about my family. You know that I got married about 10, 12 years ago.
We can't forget
and
that.
so my husband has 2 daughters. I had 2 sons.
Okay.
So we call ourselves the Black Brady Bunch.
Okay.
And so Jasmine is our special projects coordinator.
Excellent.
And she's been part of our executive leadership team since we started and been part of helping me get the business going.
Beautiful. Truly a family business.
And the folks that aren't blood, they become our family.
Exactly.
And if you look here,
Okay.
Jeanette, she's our Director of Government Affairs and Community Outreach, Director of Human Services is Nicole. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday to you. We have Kia, she's our Director of Marketing. She's been with me actually since day one also.
Okay.
Not everybody was with me day one because of some of the legal things that we're going through to try to get open.
Okay.
But Kia had come into town and she was helping me get some of those administrative things done. Yeah. Then we have our minority part, John Oswood, because we're the majority.
Equity and inclusion.
Equity and inclusion. We believe in equity and inclusion, so John is on our team.
All right.
And he's a good friend. He's a good worker. He handles all our facilities. He handles those wet walls when something happens.
Gotcha.
He handles those different type of, we have literally two different type of lighting systems on each side of our cultivation.
Who was the guy who taught you the business, though? This is all family. Right? So the family learning the business. Who taught you the business?
You are not going to believe it. So in all businesses, you want to get a mentor, right? When we got our license, and like I said, it was a minority set-aside program, and so we knew about the business before.
Correct.
Before it was medical marijuana, but we have been business owners. Construction company, have a very successful construction company. My sister has a commercial cleaning company. They've both been in existence for over 15 years. And then I learned from my successes and failures. I had 2 construction companies before there, a copy shop, a restaurant. So we knew about business. We also knew about relationships and working in Ohio. We're very respected in the Cleveland community and Ohio as a whole, sit on many boards and things like that. So when we did our partnership, we did it with the company that we felt had the same mission and values as us.
Okay.
Because they had that experience of what you call an MSO.
Okay.
And an MSO is a multi-state operator, and that company was Harvest Health and Recreation.
Okay.
And so we partnered with them, and they were supposed to teach us this business and work together. But when we won our license November 30th, 2017, on December 1st, we started getting lawsuits against us.
Really?
Yeah, for our partnership, for saying we weren't a real company, that it was fraudulent.
Wow.
And so for that first year, we had to fight about that. And they actually, the state of Ohio fined us $500,000 because of that. Those partners never really showed up. I've never ever been to the state of Ohio or any of our facilities in the state of Ohio to see it, to look at it.
So you've
Never
been on
here.
your own.
So we were literally had to build this ourselves.
Really?
We have the resource system of the Ohio companies working together, like OMCIA, working with and talking with Benelli's, Andy Rayburn of Buckeye Relief,
Okay.
the Tamarios with Clutch. We really worked together to learn it.
Wow.
When I say that we were very strategic in putting a Monica in place as our COO, what made the difference. Because we had no partners that were helping us. We had no mentors. But we had our experience about being in the business. Monica really loved being in retail. We both worked retail in different parts of our life. She liked it. I was like, because I didn't like a lot of the restrictions. I think helps with us because we're not a restricted business.
Okay.
We're comfortable with our employees. We want to make sure that we know that certain things happen in life and we're here for you. So I like that approach. But retail, we've been involved in. I was a car salesman.
Right.
And I was a top car salesman.
Right.
So, and that's how we did it. So our mentorship came from our team, our employees, and then us really building it. And we are a very profitable business.
Just going ahead and getting it done. Just
getting it down,
every
getting it
day
down.
and
Yeah.
doing what you know how to do.
And those
Wow.
folks had the nerve to charge us about $90,000 a month for teaching us nothing.
Wow.
That's like unbelievable. But those are the
Wow.
type of things that you get targeted for.
Wow.
How can you charge
You know,
somebody
and I was
$90,000?
going to ask you what was some of the heartaches and some of the struggles as being an entrepreneur and mainly an African American and a woman in the industry that African Americans mainly, as well as women, are not a part of.
And that's our whole access issue. And so we always hear the access to capital as far as minority businesses, black businesses. The access to capital is very difficult. It's not just the access to capital. It is really access points, period. Access points, period. I can't pick up the phone and call the governor and say, hey, let me do this with you. I don't know really how to strategically work with the lobbyists to do this and to make sure I get I don't have that. I can't say, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to take my company be a public traded company like our partners did, which I think might have been some of the reason we might have got lost in their sauce, because I can't think of anything else of why we would be set aside. But I don't have that same access, nobody on our team. But one of the things about this is we are learning to get that access. We are learning to have our voice. So not only do we employ folks that look like us and we give folks different opportunities of not even just black folks, but white folks, Asian folks, Hispanic folks that want to get into this industry that thought they couldn't because we're more open. But also, just to be able to make negotiations. We just did a negotiation with the bank here recently. And we know they wanted us, and usually I'm going to say as people, maybe not saying we're subservient, we're complacent, we're just like, okay, we're going to go with the flow. This is what I'm allowed to do. No, you want my business, this is what I want from you. So we are more vocal about the things that we want so that we can help be successful in our business.
Let me ask you a question as it relates to, I know some of the challenges you have, and I'm not going to go too personal because we're friends and you share a lot of stuff with me, but I know you recently said that there was a company, and we're not going to name, that basically said that they didn't want to no longer extend credit or do business with because of the industry. How has that been really affecting you on the other side? Because others think, oh, it's glamorous, you're making a lot of money, you're doing well, you're selling cannabis, all you got to be doing. So what's some of the pitfalls that you're running into as it relates to that?
I can honestly tell you it has changed me drastically. It has been one of the hardest things that I've gone through in my entire life. It has changed the makeup of who I am as a person.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Just to be bitter and angry. And how do I come out of it so that I can make sure that I'm really working for the best interests of the company?
Okay.
Because I'm literally,
That's true.
To see such hate and target come towards you, it's like unbelievable.
That's correct.
And so some of and then I felt like such a failure. I was sitting there and I was like, damn, this is what they do. How can you take advantage of someone knowing and realizing that you are doing that and to position them to not be successful, to use someone just because of the color of their skin? It's just amazing. Like, all of a sudden, oh, we're friends. You don't have to worry about this money. Oh, you don't have to worry. We're going to work together. Oh, I can't wait till we do this. And you're like, wow, I found some people that don't look like me that want us. Nope.
Nope.
And it hurt really bad because I am such a people person. I'm a trusting person. So I believed what those people said.
Wow.
So I felt like a fool.
Wow.
I felt like a fool. I felt like crazy when you said, okay, we're going to cut out the line of credit, although that's what we agreed upon, and then you want to charge an exorbitant amount of interest.
Wow.
Or when I get a 5% interest from a bank, and all I need you to do is to sign with it so we can get the 5% interest that you don't want to do it. So every obstacle you put in the way, I just got to get up and I got to kick, like that woman in the Brewster's place when they take each brick down one at a time. And that gets tiring. And it really pisses me off. And so it's caused grief and turmoil with our family.
Right.
It's caused me to work more so on this legal side, fighting that, than being deeply rooted in the actual business. I should know more about our product. I should know more about this and that. But I'm fighting for my life right now.
And enjoying it.
And
get a chance to enjoy the fruits of why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. We're going to keep it high, though. We ain't going to keep Hey, we're going to keep that pun. We're going to keep it high on it here. And we're going to give you a break. I'm going to bring in Sister Girl.
Okie
The
dokie.
brains of this operation. The lady
Yes,
who
she
gets
is.
everything done. Because I want to talk a little bit about this Fireside Chat.
Okay.
And while she's getting herself together, we'll get her over here. The Fireside Chat that you guys do and Jabali. Right? Am I saying the name of that right
You
here?
are saying it right.
Jabali. Jabali. Now explain to me what is Jabali.
Okay, so Jabali and that brains over there will be able to tell more because that was her creation. We came up with these names. Jabali actually means rock and foundation.
Okay.
It is the foundation of who we are. It's our legacy.
Okay.
It's our legacy of who and what we do.
Okay.
Our building that we purchased is the Jabali building,
Really?
or the development company, because we're developing things. And so then that's just important. And so the Fireside Chat that you're talking about, it's about the disparities. It's about what we talked about, the racial disparities. The South Park episode,
That's correct.
did
That's
called
correct.
The Big Fix.
Yes, yes.
And when I watched it, when Monica, because our COO, she had us doing a strategic planning thing, and my part that she assigned to me was diversity. And I'm like, I was up all night. I said, oh man, if I don't have my homework assignment done, she gonna get me. And I'm telling you, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this episode came, and I was falling asleep. Because I'm trying to make sure I do well for my sister, because she'll put you out there. I found it at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was leaning there, and I was like, oh, amazed. They were telling our story.
I saw that. I came to your event. I was there.
Yes.
Yes, I was
Well,
there.
it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then as we start talking and meeting other people, because we went to an event, you find that so many of us are going through that story, but we didn't share our story because we were embarrassed or we didn't know what to do. So we're doing this. We are still putting our panel together because a couple people here on the panel said they want to go.
Excellent.
It's going to be a big event on November 3rd. We have a surprise event that we're putting together on November 4th, supporting another black-owned business,
Okay.
another black-owned operator in Columbus.
Okay.
That we'll talk more about, and you'll get a chance to meet her. But I just really want to say, 110 years ago, Justice Braddis, he said that sunlight can really turn into, oh my goodness, I forgot what I was saying.
Some edibles,
But-
something else. So you.
I found this quote by Ida B. Wells, and it says, the way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them. And that's what we're doing. And so that's what the Fireside Chat is about. And what sunlight is the best disinfectant. That's where you get the germs out. That's where
Right.
you get the dirty things out.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring all dirt up so that we can clean it out.
And you're exposing it through your.
We're exposing it. Get ready for the exposure.
With that, we're going to bring on the lady that kind of gets things going here. You say your better half. What you call her? What?
She is my best friend, my sister, my Irish twin,
There it
and
is.
the brains of our
You
organization.
want to let you introduce her?
My
who's
sister, Chief Operating Officer Monica Davis.
Excellent. We have Miss Monica. She is the CEO and runs everything here at the organization of Harvest and Jabali. And I wanted to talk to you because I came to your Fireside Chat. And I got there and I got a chance to hear you talk. And you was talking, I was like, well, who is this lady? Man, and she really running things and she understand what's going on. So you tell me typically what your role with Harvest, and we're going to talk a little bit about Jabali and then go into that a little bit if you don't mind.
Great. I am actually not the CEO, but that is my black Irish twin, Arian, the CEO. I am the Chief Operating Officer,
right.
the COO
Okay.
of Harvest of Ohio, Harvest Groves, and Harvest Processing. And my role is to take Arian's vision
Okay?
and to create strategies that then our team can create plans and execute so that we can fulfill our goals that are in tandem with our values and what we are trying to accomplish with not just the business but with the patients we serve.
Wow, that's a heavy position, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
A
Now.
little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That's a lot bit. You're responsible for a whole lot now. That's a lot now because you're moving a whole lot of things around there.
Right, exactly.
How was you prepared for that? Was you prepared for that and you was like, I'm ready to take this challenge on?
It's interesting. I've been in different industries across my 30-plus career.
Okay.
I've worked in the nonprofit sector.
Okay.
I worked in education, in administration, and I also worked in corporate America. And so I've had the opportunity to learn from a lot of different verticals. And everywhere I worked, I am always a student. Even if I'm not in class, I am learning from the industry that I am a part of because I want to go all in. I want to be my best self, and I want to bring other people along. So what I have learned across those different verticals, nonprofit, education, and corporate America, I was able to bring to Harvest.
So I imagine when Arian got the call from Chris to say, hey, this is what I want to do, and she was getting you with a person, she said, hey, I'm thinking about getting into this industry, so you had to jump in with both feet then.
I did not jump in with both feet. I didn't jump in with one foot.
Really?
You know, it took me some time to actually make that transition. While Arian behind the scenes was working to put the business in place, because she had won the license back in 2010. So it took some time to get the businesses operational, just because a lot of challenges along the way. And then COVID came. And so that slowed the progress of us becoming operational. So while all of that was going on, I was working behind the scenes with her to support the beginning of the corporation, but I did not leave my job until I know we were close to opening the doors.
I saw you in the picture of the opening up the new Harvest when you opened up your first location and everything. So how you like being the CEO, working for your sister and the family? It has to be awesome.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I tell my friends and other family members that entrepreneurship is a blessing and a curse. It's a curse because it all rests on you.
That's correct.
But it's a blessing because it all rests on you.
That's correct. That's correct.
And so you have the ability and the opportunity yourself to bring your best self to the workplace every day. You create your schedule. You create what you want to accomplish, and it's all on you. You have to bring it. You are not resting on the laurels of a ready set corporation that's been around for 50 years or 100 plus years like I have before. So you have to think it, you have to plan it, you have to execute it, you have to build it yourself.
Have you found yourself reaching a satisfaction of, I bought this family, and listen, if I'm not here, this thing is what I've accomplished for our family for the next who knows how long?
Oh yeah, we are legacy builders.
When you look at that, man, that just gotta be awesome.
Oh,
to
it
be
is.
Like, damn, look what we've done.
Yeah.
I really wish I had an opportunity to do that, and I'm still working on my family to get there. But when you tell that story of what y'all did, that's remarkable, and you have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you so much. It's really exciting. I remember sitting in my nephew's apartment several years ago with our family and just thinking about, what is this going to look like? If we actually do win this license, what will our brand be? What will our statement in the community be? How will people recognize us? How will we differentiate ourselves from other businesses? And we've been able to do that.
So let's talk about that then, and then we're going to get into Jabali. How have you differentiated yourself from other businesses, and give me some of the stuff that you guys are doing as a business that you are really proud of and the direction you're moving in.
Our patients always talk about the vibe in our dispensaries. They say it's just something different. When we come to a Harvest dispensary, it's no other experience. I feel welcomed. I feel part of your family. I feel like I'm an extension of you guys, and we feel that. And then the fact that we are different in this industry. We are the only Black, female-owned, vertically integrated cannabis company in the state of Ohio. Not only female, but only Black vertically integrated company in Ohio. So those are some qualities that our patients actually love because it's something different. It's something exciting that they can be a part of.
Is your products here in Cuyahoga County?
We do not have a facility in Cuyahoga County. Our corporate headquarters is right here in Cleveland on 55th and St. Clair, and our dispensaries are dispersed across the state, Columbus, Athens, and Beaver Creek.
That's why I ask questions. So if you go to a dispensary here, your products are not sold in UK?
Our products can be sold anywhere across the state.
So they are in other dispensaries?
We do have dispensaries here in Cleveland where you can purchase our products. And I just saw one of the orders just the other day. We have products being delivered to one of the newest dispensaries in Cleveland, Shangri-La, on Tuesday. So that's pretty exciting because that's round the corner from our corporate headquarters.
Excellent. Shangri-La. So where that's at?
That is on St. Clair.
St. Clair?
Yes.
Is it
it's
the
on St.
dispensary on St. Clair?
Yes, it is.
I did not know that.
Oh, yes. They've been building for the last couple years, actually.
Really?
And so
About where in St.
now
Clair?
it's official. It's right below 55th.
Y'all heard that?
Yep.
New dispensary right below 55th, man.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
So
also.
Harvest Product is right
And
around the corner.
Harvest products are right there. So
That's
you want
right.
folks to know you can go right there to Harvest and get your products.
That's right.
There.
We can walk from our office and go to
Right,
that
just like you are
dispensary.
on 55th. That's
Yep,
correct. I keep
exactly.
forgetting Aaron. You
Yeah.
guys bought a
Yeah.
nice big building over
Yes,
there.
yes,
Y'all
we're
be
excited
they're
about
doing
that.
some really big things over there at y'all organization.
Well, ownership matters.
Oh, yes.
Ownership
Oh, yes.
matters, because that's where you can get a little bit of power and a little bit of influence.
Y'all got a big piece of ownership there on that corner, so y'all doing very well.
Thank you so much.
So let's talk
Appreciate it.
about Jabali. I know
Okay.
that one of the things I was talking to Janae, and we was talking about marketing, and we was talking about branding, and she was telling me that one of the things I don't know, we always find something new, was that when you guys even want to market and things of that nature, there's a process. Things have to go through the state, have to get approved and that kind of thing. And she mentioned that this is why the Jabali organization was important, to be able to educate and do things along that nature that you probably couldn't do under the Harvest brand
That's
and
right.
that kind of thing.
Right.
Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that? Arian said that was your creation, and let's talk more about that a little bit.
You're absolutely right. We cannot operate certain parts of our business under the Harvest name because it's a cannabis company.
Okay.
And so we had to come up with a management consulting company where we can do some more creative things like what interests us, like diversity, equity, inclusion. So we came up with Jabali, and I think Arian already shared with you, it means the rock. It means foundation.
Okay.
So much so that we named our building that we purchased Jabali, meaning the rock, because
It's a
that's
nice big building.
Thank you very
Big
much.
brown building.
Yeah.
It looks like a big old rock.
Yeah,
too.
right. So that's the foundation. When you come in that building,
Oh, yeah.
it's a think tank.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it is a place where a lot of black and brown people come together along with our allies to make the secret sauce.
Excellent.
Where we have black excellence front and center in the Jabali building.
Excellent.
And there's where we're creating opportunities and pathways for other people inside and outside of the cannabis company, the ancillary businesses, to partner with us. We want to spend money in Ohio with other black and brown owned businesses as well as our allies so that we can keep Ohio dollars in Ohio.
So that's Jabali is a place for those folks who are always saying, I want to get into the industry, I want to learn how I can get, or I want to do something. That's where they can contact you guys and get information and talk to you guys about that, huh?
Oh, for sure. Our supply chain are other people that look like us, other businesses that are small, that are growing, that need an opportunity. That's who we partner with, because you're going to make opportunities for people that you know.
Okay.
The people that are in your network.
Okay.
And so we are trying to build our network so that there's more access for people to come into the industry, whether you're selling cannabis or whether you're providing security for a cannabis company, whether you're transporting cannabis from another facility. There are so many different opportunities in the supply chain in the cannabis industry.
That's awesome. So the Jabali is going to be that mechanism that's going to be like the think tank, the business incubator part of what you're doing.
Exactly.
No, because I have a cousin of mine, he wants to get into the industry, and he came to my show when Arian did a podcast, and he was so interested in it, and I would definitely share with him again that this is how he can get involved and that kind of thing. And tell me some of the things that the Fireside, you're going to do more Fireside chats and things you got. Arian mentioned some of y'all guys got going in November.
Yep, and we have two major events in November. On November 3rd in Columbus, Ohio at the Key, that evening we're having another Fireside chat. We're going to talk about the social inequities in the cannabis industry.
Okay.
And we're going to have a great conversation with people from the community, from politicians, from supporters, even some naysayers, to talk about what does it look like up close and personal to be a person of color in the cannabis industry.
Excellent.
What are some of the challenges that we are faced with, and how do we navigate that so that we can grow our business and be sustainable? So it'll be a great conversation.
And you're going to be leading the chat?
I will be the facilitator, and then we have a great panel filled with Arian, our CEO, as well as politicians and some other business owners in the industry. And then later in November, on November 14th, we have a virtual event. And I want to make sure that I get this one correct, but it's geared towards, not just only, but geared towards individuals that are 55 and older that want to learn more about cannabis and the medical benefits of cannabis. We want to take away the stigma and educate them about the plant and how to use it responsibly, how to become a medical card patient in our state, and just talk about some of the myths of cannabis use. Some of these people that we've already talked to have not used cannabis since they were late in teenager years or 20s. And so now that it's legal in our state at the medicinal level, they want to know about it too.
But it ain't your... it ain't the same cannabis. I'm gonna let you know now. It ain't your grandma cannabis.
It's not, because ours is tested and highly regulated.
So no, it's a difference.
Yep.
And so you need to understand that.
Yeah,
so
they need to understand it. They need to learn how to consume it,
correct.
improve their quality of life. So we're really excited about that. Again, that's going to be November 14th from 5 to 6:30. It's a virtual event. It's sponsored by Harvest of Ohio. We're the lead sponsor. And then we have some other companies, Amplify, Terrasana, Verano, that are partnering with us as well. And it's being put on by Cleveland.com and The Plain Dealer.
Excellent. So, Monica, I would appreciate you coming on the show today. I want you to look into the camera. I'm going to let you say a few words that you would like to say to people.
We are so excited about the cannabis industry and being able to provide this choice to people across our state. Just like alcohol was many decades ago, cannabis is a brand new industry, and we're still learning a lot about responsible uses of cannabis. And to that end, Harvest of Ohio, we have 2 events in November coming up. On November 3rd, on a Friday night in Columbus, Ohio, at the Key Center, we are going to have a fireside chat to talk about the social inequities in the cannabis industry. And then on November 14th, we're going to have a virtual event, especially for individuals 55 and older, to learn how to use cannabis responsibly and to become a medical patient in the state of Ohio. There have been lots of myths and stigmas centered around cannabis, and so by educating more people, they will have the choice to use cannabis to improve their quality of life. And this event is being sponsored, headlined by Harvest of Ohio, and we have many partners, including Verano, Buckeye Relief, Terrasana, and also our lead educator and sponsor of the event is the Cleveland.com, The Plain Dealer. Thank you. Please join us on November 14th on successful use of cannabis for older adults. And you can reach us through Instagram at Harvest of OH, and you can go to that page and follow us, and we will highlight all of our upcoming events.
We're here with the man. This is the guy who sells all the products in the store. He's going to sit down and talk to us a little bit about some of the product that Harvest is selling, some of the ways that you guys, when a patient come in, you address them, talk to them about their needs, and some of the myths that with this, maybe you can help us out on what is good for us and what maybe not good for us. So, tell me, what you do for Harvest?
I am the brand ambassador manager here at Harvest. I started off in a retail capacity as a bud tender at the HOB location in Beaver Creek. Go Beaver Creek. I'm from Cleveland. I went to school in Dayton. That's the nearest location. Harvest has been integral to me, to my progression as a professional and as my college career as well. So me as the brand ambassador manager, we try to do things to cultivate the patient experience. We try to spread awareness internally and externally as well. So for that position, you have to be very well in tune with the industry and the products and their benefits as well. So a typical and ideal brand ambassador would be someone who is informed of the industry and well informed of the inventory that we specifically offer at Harvest.
So what kind of stuff is in your inventory at Harvest?
We are good at Harvest to make sure that we have a good relationship with a lot of different vendors, a lot of different companies. For example, we do partner with the company Innovative Healing Solutions to make our 510 threads and make our concentrates as well. But in our existing inventory, you can find flour, you can find concentrates, you can find edibles, you can find tinctures. Everything that falls under the legal realm of Ohio medicinal cannabis, we have that at
What's
the
a
Harvest
tincture?
Dispensary. A tincture is a dropper. It's a liquid form that is an oral applicant. That, to me, is something that it's faster in application. It's something that tends to affect and show the benefits a little bit sooner than, for example, flour.
That I've seen that in medical examples where people who may have epilepsy or
Yep.
things of that nature
Yep.
who may need to use that, and they show where it might have calmed them down a
Absolutely.
little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tinctures do a very good job to assure that there's patients that might not want to smoke it. So that takes them away from flour and that takes the vapes out of their realm. Also, we have people who have gluten issues or dietary issues that might not make them want to use edibles. So that tincture becomes a very accessible and it's a good product as well. It's
So
a high quality.
edibles are not gluten.
You have some dietary restrictions in gluten. We do make gluten-free ones as well, and predominantly they are gluten-free. But in the event they are not, people tend to resort to tinctures.
Really? And so when we get down to it, a patient come to you and they say that they're having ailments.
Sure.
You're able to help them through the ailments. A person who say they having trouble sleeping at night, what would you recommend?
We are not certifying physicians at the store, but everyone at the store, being a bud tender, comes with those responsibilities of being knowledgeable and being able to understand what a patient needs. So when you come into a Harvest location, we make sure that each bud tender, each supervisor is well knowledge and able to give accurate information about what will be good. So to answer that question, if a patient is to say, I'm having trouble sleeping, there's indica as that helps to help people sleep at night. So we cannot make health claims. That is against the guidelines that guide us in this industry, but we can make helpful suggestions based on our knowledge.
So based on your knowledge, indica is more of a relax.
Absolutely.
So what do we have? Indica, sativa?
Indica, sativa, and hybrids. So for me, I am somebody that uses indica after work to help me come down, relieve some of the stresses and anxiety that you might have at your job. Now, sativa is something that I like to call the social strand. Sativa tends to give you a little bit more energy, make you a little bit more social, helps you to get through your day a little bit better. And hybrid is that balance between both.
And what is a dab?
The dab is the concentrate of flower. A dab is supposed to be 100% concentrated cannabis. That is once you extract the actual flower, that is the product, that dab. It's a concentrate.
So y'all sell that as well?
We do. Our new processing line has now started to produce live rosin dabs. So we sell them in 1 gram and 0.5 as well.
Now, do they, as it relates to vapes now, they sell rosin vapes now, right?
Absolutely.
And what's a rosin vape?
A live rosin vape, a lot of people would say that's more of a refined process. A live rosin tends to be the better concentrate opposed to just a regular distillate. A live rosin is what you want in your 510 thread. Live rosin is simply a extraction method.
Now, is there a difference in when you buy the amount of, let me get the term right, the amount of THC that's in there and CBD?
Sure.
Is there a mix of both in there, or when you buy vapes or when you buy your flower, is it 100% or CBD is mixed in there?
That's the beauty of Harvest. We sell things and every patient can find themselves reflected in our menu. We sell things that are, the majority of our inventory is going to be THC leaning, but we still do have patients that are looking for CBD and the benefits that are provided by CBD. Those tend to be body and pain relief. Okay. So we do offer a lot of products that are 50% THC, 50% CBD, 60-40, wherever that may be.
So let's stay on that point for a minute,
Sure.
because you just made something I was talking about. So if you think you were looking for something because you were body aching,
Sure.
you will probably want something with higher CBD. Man?
In a lot of cases, yes. It's dependent and circumstantial. Though a lot of times when there is pain and pain management, I am somebody that would recommend CBD products, but I would recommend them to be compounded with THC effects as well to assure that they are effective. CBD in its respective form at times cannot be as effective as when it's in conjecture with THC as well.
So if I was to ask you what you think is one of your better brand of flower, what would you say?
I think the best product that we offer at Harvest is the Static Stones. So it's a little bit of a cheat code here for us. That's this concentrate, but it is using our existing flower. So if there is one product at Harvest that I recommend, it is the Static Stones.
What about a vape product?
A vape product, we currently do not provide vapes, though we do give our genetics through Innovative Healing Solutions, and we do carry those vapes in our stores. So if there's a vape, Apple Fritter, Parlor, those are two that I recommend that are provided under Innovative Healing Solutions, though the genetics are provided here from Harvest.
Hey, my last question for you, what do you think about issue 2, the passing? Yeah, I'm sure you are yes for it, but what's your thoughts on it?
I am a yes. I think that our dispensary and the way we do things, our structure and our logistics is ideally suited for recreational cannabis. We abide by the restrictions and the medical restrictions that are in front of us, but we still try to make sure our patients are happy when they come to us. We don't want to feel like you're going to your doctor. But we still do make sure we are following all our compliance guidelines, though when we find some of those restrictions fall off through level 2, I think not only will it be lucrative for us, but it'll also be patient friendly. I think we'll be able to do a lot more things that are reflective of our communities, of social equity, and reflect our patients as well.
Excellent, man. I think you did a great job, man. I appreciate you coming on the show to talk about your product.
So today we are really excited to announce our new name. Actually, when we applied for our new name, and everything is public when you send it to the state, and so people have been calling us about the new excitement of who we are and what our new name is. So we are excited today to tell you that Harvest of OH, Harvest of Ohio Harvest Grows and Harvest Processing will now begin a brand marketing campaign for our new name, which is Mavuno. Mavuno means yield. It means to provide. And that's what we are doing with our community, with our patients. Social equity, social justice is at the top of what we do. And Mavuno means, again, to provide and to yield in Swahili. And Mavuno by Jabali here, Jabali is our foundation. It is about our legacy. It's a rock of who we are and what we do. What we are climbing all the time, lifting to build communities with Jabali. Thank you so much for joining us, Mavuno by Jabali, previously known as Harvest of OH. We are so happy to spread our word, talk about our mission, and talk about our vision, and how we make sure that cannabis are in people's lives the right way and to all of the community. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for joining us.
So we're good to go.